This is a fused cube. It has these three 2x1x1 bars surrounding a corner, and directly opposite this corner is a large 2x2 block. And yours might have a different color scheme, but this is a very challenging 3x3 mod, and I hope I can walk you through it and how to solve it. I found a solution on the Twisty Puzzles forum that someone had written down in a notebook. I found another solution on a Russian Twisty Puzzle page that Google translated it. Neither of these solutions by themselves helped me solve this puzzle, so I had to add some of my own things, and after a lot of work, I think I have it figured out. Well, almost. So let's solve this. So first let's just scramble it up. As you can see, there are really only three faces that can turn, and let's try to give it a good scramble. It can be a little bit challenging. Let's see here. Yeah, I want to separate these two pieces. I'd like to separate. There we go. Okay, for the purpose of this video, that should be good. Alright, the first step, we're gonna put one of these 2x1x1 bars so that it's opposite this big corner, and we're gonna match these two colors. I'm gonna try to give you this tutorial or walkthrough so that if you do have a different color scheme, you'll still be able to follow along. Let's see here. Let me just try to put this in, and then I'll show you what I mean. Ah, yes, here we go. This is what I mean. We have one of these 2x1x1 bars, and the bottom color is opposite this color. Now you might have solved yours so that it's on a different side. That will work fine. So yes, so this is our first step. And now our next step is to put the other bar with this color right here. Now that's down here. You need to get that out of the way. Try to turn that back so we have that. Okay. And you should be able to do this part of the solve pretty intuitively. Alright, so we need this to go here, down here. So what we can do is we can move it out of the way, move this up, and put it in place. And there we go, we have this where it needs to be right here. Now, yes, this is already solved. That's already in place. Well, good. If it wasn't, let me show you an example of something that might happen. So this might happen where this needs to go in here, but you don't want to move this big block and just do that, because now we don't have our original part matched up. So we just swing it to the other side. Then we put this big block up and swing it back and put it in place. All right. The next step of the solve, we're going to be putting edge pieces here and here. The edge piece that goes here is going to be the color that's on this face. For me, it's yellow, and then red. We want to match it up with this piece right here. So here is the red and yellow. It needs to go down here. This is not the correct orientation we want it to be in, to place it in here. So first we'll have to orient this piece, and to do that we put it to the right. Now keep in mind that this large 2x2 block, when I'm doing any of the algorithms, will always be on the left back bottom here. So this piece, the right side upper edge piece, we are going to flip so that we can put it down here. So make sure it's on the right side, and here's the algorithm. It's R prime, U prime, F prime, U, F, R, 2U. And as you can see, that switched it. Now we put it above where it needs to go. Remember, it's matching with this and it's matching with this. So here's another algorithm to place the upper front edge to the down front, and it goes like this: F, U, F prime, U, F prime, U prime, F, U, 2F, 2U, F prime. And that's been placed. And it's important to note right now that we're not solving this directly into a solved state. We're solving it into a setup state so that we can move some more pieces around, then do a final algorithm to solve the puzzle. Okay, so our next piece we want to put here. And that's going to be our green and red. It's going to go above where it needs to go. So continue to hold this piece in the lower back left here. Now to place the right upper edge to the righter lower edge, we do R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, 2R, 2U, R. And that placed that there. I hope everyone's following along, and if you're with me so far, your puzzle looks something like this. Remember the last step we did was to put in these edge pieces that consisted of 3 algorithms. The first one being to orient a piece, to flip a piece in the right hand side. Another algorithm is to place that correctly oriented piece from here to here, and then one to place one from here to here. And the next step is to make a cross on the top, except it's not going to look exactly like a cross. This is kind of like a beginner 3x3 part of the solve. And so the first step is to see which edge pieces are oriented correctly. Orange is my top face, and we want 2 orange edge pieces up. Here's one, here's the other one. So far, this is oriented correctly. This is not oriented correctly. Now, let's talk about the edge pieces we want here. We want a green edge piece. We're going to want this edge piece. So that edge piece is oriented correctly. Since this is oriented correctly, and this is oriented correctly, and this is not, then this is not oriented correctly either, because we want the yellow to be here. So let's put our top layer so that the 2 oriented pieces are here on the left and on the back. You might have it so none are oriented, and you might have it so you have a bar that's oriented correctly. If these 2 are oriented correctly on the left and the back, you do F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. And if I'll just do this just in case you don't know. If none are oriented correctly, F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And if you have a bar, hold it horizontally and do the same thing. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. So now let's see where we're at and go through that again. So we have orange, we need the 2 orange edge pieces up, so these are not oriented correctly. This edge piece is oriented correctly because it matches with our yellow face here. This piece is oriented correctly because it matches with this face here. So these two are oriented correctly and these two aren't. So we have the bar. So that would be F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Now we can see that because our top is orange, we have these two that are orange. So these two are oriented correctly. And these two are now oriented correctly. Now we need to place the edges. So on the back of the puzzle right here, we actually want to switch these two pieces. We actually want the orange blue here, and we want the orange white here. So to swap two pieces, we hold them on the left towards us right here, and same thing, this is in the back, and we just do this soon to swap these two pieces. R, U, R, I, U, R, 2U, R, I. That swapped those two pieces. So this is the configuration we want these two edge pieces in. Now let's look at these. Now we actually want these two pieces to match up. So we want this yellow one to be here and this green one to be here. So same thing, hold the two edges we want to switch in the front and on the left, and we do a soon again. R, U, R, I, U, R, 2U, R, I. Alright. So this is the configuration we want it in. Now, let me look at the corners. I'm thinking we're gonna have a problem, but that's okay because we're making this video so we can solve those problems. Okay, after we've created our cross like this is what our cross looks like. We've got our top color, little L in the back right here with these two appearing as though they need to switch, and these two are matched up. The next step, this is important, 2U. Alright, now our cross is done, and we've done the 2U so that it looks like this. Now we're going to do a move which puts the cube into a solved state. And that move is like this. I came up with this move because it was important to be able to reverse the move exactly. So here it is. R prime, 2U, R, U prime, F, U, F prime, U prime. Alright, we put it into a solved state except for the corners. And it looks like we have a 3 cycle, which is not what we want. What is ideal is that either all the corners are solved or two pairs need to swap. These two need to swap and these two need to swap. That would be convenient. It'd be the same if like these two needed to swap and these two, or these two needed to swap and these two. So what we need to do now is here we go. This piece we're gonna keep right here. And we're gonna do an algorithm that's gonna cycle these corners and hopefully solve them. And this 3 cycle goes like this, and it's keeping this corner the same. So depending on which corner you have solved, hold it in the lower right back, like that. And since we have this corner solved, we're gonna hold it like this and do the 3 cycle, and that's F, 2R, U, 2R, F prime, R prime, 2F, U prime, 2F, R. And our corners aren't solved. Ignore what's happening with the edges because they're gonna get screwed up. We're gonna have to go back and fix them. I haven't found the way to check on the corners before any of all this and preserve their state. So let's do that 3 cycle again. F, 2R, U, 2R, F prime, R prime, 2F, U prime, 2F, R. And all our corners are in the right place. They are not oriented correctly. That's fine. We're going to do that last. And now we need to fix our edges again. So we're going to return it to the setup state. And we go back and forth between the solve state and the setup state. So to return it to the setup state, again, that's U, F, U prime, F prime, U, R prime, 2U, R. All right, we're back into our setup state and we have to put these edges in. So let's see. Here's our yellow red edge that belongs right here and it is oriented correctly. So let's place it with our algorithm. That's F, U, F prime, U, F prime, U prime, F, U, 2F, 2U, F prime. And that placed it. Now we need to place our green and red. Here's our green red. And we're placing that one down to there. And that's another algorithm. That's this one. R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, 2R, 2U, R. All right, now let's get our cross on the top. We know that these are oriented correctly, and by the looks of it, so are these two, because we have yellow, we have green. Let's see, let's swap some of them around. We know we want this piece here because we don't want them to match. So that piece belongs there. So we need to switch this piece with this piece and they're in the right position to be switched. R, U, R prime, U, R, 2U, R prime. So those are placed correctly. We need to switch these two because they should be matching. R, U, R prime, U, R, 2U, R prime. Alright, so now we have our cross, and now we do a 2U, and now we put it in a solved state. And that's R prime, 2U, R, U prime, F, U, F prime, U prime. And let's see what we have. Okay, this is convenient. This we can work with. These two need to swap. And these two need to swap. Alright, finally. Whew. Okay, let's swap some corners. Hopefully you were able to get your puzzle into a state where either all the corners were solved or two pairs need to swap. If for some reason you only have two that need to swap, or you can't get it into the right configuration, which has happened to me and I haven't quite nailed down what's happening, good luck. Just scramble it, you know, resolve it and keep messing with it. Using all the algorithms I've given you, you should be able to figure it out. So let's see which pieces need to swap. Okay, this yellow, green, and orange. That's our little corner that's always nestled between these three bars. So these two need to swap. This blue, orange, white one needs to go here. These two need to swap, and hopefully these two need to swap too, and they do. So we'll hold the puzzle like this so that these two need to swap and these two need to swap. it could be like this. That's fine, as long as you're holding the puzzle where this big piece is in the back left down corner. And so we're going to do an algorithm now that's going to swap them. Alright. Okay, we're going to do a setup move, which is F, R, U prime. Now that setup move allowed us to do an edge piece series. An edge piece series that we're going to do 3 times because we're going to preserve the edges and we're just swapping corners. So that edge piece series is F, R prime, F prime, R. That's 1. And we do it again. F, R prime, F prime, R. That's 2. And we do it one more time. F, R prime, F prime, R. That's 3. And now we undo that setup move we did by doing a U, R prime, F prime. Oh, beautiful. We're getting there. We're really getting there. Now, our next step is orienting the corners. Now, we're never worried about the orientation of this little corner between our bars because when we have the rest of the corners oriented, this will automatically be oriented. Now, let's orient this corner here. And we're going to orient it counterclockwise. So, to orient that counterclockwise, we're going to kind of do what we just did earlier, but we're going to do the reverse of it first so that we can do it counterclockwise. And so we're going to do that setup move, which is R prime, F prime, U. Now we do that same edge piece series 3 times, but starting with our right side. So, R prime, F, R, F prime. That's 1. R prime, F, R, F prime. That's 2. R prime, F, R, F prime. That's 3. Now we undo that move that we did. U prime, F, R. Alright. As you can see, it did switch the corners around, but that's okay because we're going to do that move again. Well, almost that same move. We're going to do the move we did earlier when we wanted to switch to. These moves are kind of inverses of each other, and so this one, what should I name these ones? I saw them named like left hand side and right hand side. I'm going to think of them as clockwise and counterclockwise. So we'll call this one the clockwise move because it's the move you start with first if you want to move them clockwise. It's the move you do second if you want to move them counterclockwise. So, alright, so this one is the setup is F. Am I holding everything right? Yeah. F, R, U prime. And now we do that edge piece series starting with this 3 times. Down, up, 1. Down, down, up, 2. Down, down, up, 3. And then we undo our move. U, R prime, U prime. Ta-da! And it's solved. I'll go over that one more time. If we want to rotate this piece clockwise, we hold it like this. We start with the clockwise move. F, R, U prime. That's the setup, and we do the edge piece series that starts with F. Down, down, up, 1. Down, down, up, 2. Down, down, up, 3. And then we undo our setup. U, R prime, F prime. And since we wanted to move it clockwise, we said. Now we do the kind of the inverse of that move we just did, since we need to switch these back. So then we start with the R prime, F prime, U, and now we do the edge piece series starting with this side. Down, down, up, 1, down, down, up, 2, down, down, up, 3, and then we undo our move, U prime, F, R. And we have rotated this clockwise. To put it back, we do counterclockwise. We start with R prime, F prime, U, and now we do our edge piece series here. Down, down, up, 1, down, down, up, 2, down, down, up, 3. We undo that, U prime, F, R. Now we do the other one. F, R, U prime, that sets us up, and now we do the edge piece series here. Down, up, 1, down, down, up, 2, down, down, up, 3, and then we undo U, R prime, F prime, and we twisted it back where it needed to go. I hope that was helpful, and I hope you liked the tutorial.